Thanks a lot for being with us this Friday afternoon. I'm Carrie Marchese. First up, the weather. This is a live look at the cold, rainy weather from our Athens State University Skycam here. Okay, it's here. So how long will it last? And WHNT News 19's meteorologist Brandon Chambers is here now to answer that question. Hi, now, we understand this is, of course, a lot of information to process, and it was a long, complicated series of events that led to these two law enforcement officers being shot. Now, the trouble began just north of Huntsville and Hazel Green, and that ended up in Fayetteville, Tennessee. And with more on how these shootings unfolded, we go now to WHNT News 19's Michelle Stark. Michelle? Well, this one is from the Did That Really Just Happen file. A truck driver's big rig ran into a ditch early this morning, but he wasn't in the cab. So what was he doing? Well, the answer: using the bathroom on the side of the road. Around midnight, crews responded to a call of an 18-wheeler off the roadway on Interstate 65, just south of Interstate 565. Decatur police, along with state troopers, found that the 18-wheeler that was loaded with sand was now down in a ditch. Now, according to police, the driver said he pulled off the interstate to relieve himself, and as he was doing just that, the truck slipped out of park. We'll just leave it at that. Well, so many of you have been so generous helping WHNT News 19's Tools for Schools. And yesterday, over 2,000 people donated supplies and got a free concert in return. Items like pencils, paper, crayons created your ticket to an evening of great music. Well, if you didn't make it to the concert, by the way, you can still help out local school kids. You can drop off your supplies at participating Subway and Walmart locations right here in North Alabama. Supplies will be accepted through August 8th, and you can visit WHNT.com for more information. Well, despite the heat, the weather certainly cooperated with the Tools for Schools concert. So what about today? What's going on out there? Well, WHNT News 19's meteorologist Brandon Chambers, he's here now with a look at the forecast. Of course, we have a heat advisory going on right now. That's the main story, Carrie. Fireworks will light up the skies tonight and will also bring in some big bucks. Taxes on the sales of fireworks generate just under $1 billion nationwide, and that's because some states that currently ban sales are now reconsidering. Massachusetts and Maine are both looking at legislation to legalize the sale of fireworks. An online video provider, Hulu, could be going up for sale. The company is expected to talk to more potential buyers this week. Hulu, which offers free access to primetime TV shows, has already been in discussions with Google, Microsoft, and Yahoo. And now here's a reason to get up at 4:57 in the morning. Well, folks, that's it. The final flight of the Space Shuttle program. Atlanta's touchdown at the Kennedy Space Center this morning. It was a beautiful pre-dawn landing, a nice way to end the 30-year shuttle era. And of course, it's an emotional day from Huntsville to the Cape and to Houston, where the flight director had a hard time signing off.
Hold your heads up high with pride as we close out the Space Shuttle program. You have earned it. God bless you all, and Godspeed.
And WHNT News 19's Steve Johnson joins us now with more on the day's events. And Steve, you were there for the launch. You covered the landing this morning. What are your thoughts?
Well, you know, it is sad.
Your Consumer Alert with Carrie Marchese.
Tax scams are heating up across the Tennessee Valley, and here's a popular one that could soon appear in your inbox. And at first glance, it appears to be from the IRS. The sender, irs@tax.com. Dear taxpayer, you are owed a refund of $295. This is a classic phishing scam, especially if it asks you to click on a link, and if you do, there's no telling what might happen.
It very well could take you to a site where they're either going to download spyware on your computer so they can capture your keystrokes or unleash a virus on your computer.
And today, the IRS issued its annual Dirty Dozen list of tax scams, including those most common right here in Alabama. And here they are. Identity theft, and this can happen, of course, when somebody tricks you into sharing your private information. The phishing scam, that's the one we just showcased, typically carried out with the help of unsolicited email or fake websites. Return preparer fraud. This involves tax preparers who prey on unsuspecting taxpayers. These bad guys have been known to skim off their clients' refunds. Next up, promises of free money from the IRS, and tax scams may surface also through flyers suggesting you can file a tax return with little or no documentation. And finally, it's called frivolous arguments, where promoters encourage taxpayers to make unreasonable and outlandish claims to avoid paying the taxes they owe. And as always, if you have a consumer issue, you can call our Better Business Bureau WHNT News 19 Consumer Action Hotline, that local number 256-850-0719, or call toll-free at 1-866-94-BBB-19. And we also have a link to their website on ours, WHNT.com. And it's going to cost you more money to fly for some air travelers. USA Today reports Southwest Airlines raised its prices on most domestic flights by $10. A spokeswoman tells the newspaper that the airline had to increase fares to make up for rising prices of things like, what else, jet fuel there. In the past, when Southwest raised its prices, other airlines quickly followed the lead, and it looks like that is already happening. The newspaper reports American, Delta, U.S. Airways have all matched the price increase. What else is new? I hate going on and looking for fares to travel. It's a fortune.